Hello and welcome to the Cowboy for Game Yu-Gi-Oh podcast. It's Halloween, well, just about. I'm your host Jake. Tonight we are joined by Ben from NolanTCG.
Hello.
And Logan from Snake Rat, maybe.
Howdy.
How was our week in Yu-Gi-Oh? Logan?
I played Dueling Book for a bit. It was
Oh,
good.
you played with friends?
I played Dueling Book for a bit.
You played with friends. None of this.
We don't mention that place here.
You played with friends.
I want to say it again. So I played with friends. Yeah, and I was playing Sprite because that looks like fun. Because the Shizu costs money.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to test
Yes.
money.
Yes.
So I did that. And then I'm
Can't
still
believe
waiting.
it's finally come to a point where you would choose your wallet over your love of putting stuff in the bin.
It's because I work for a church, so my wallet's small.
Won't get into that. Ben?
My week was fine. On Tuesday night, how did I go? I went 2-2, I think. Or... No, I went X1. I went X1 on Tuesday. Played Tour Element. Again, I really didn't care. I want the new set. But in Australia, no new set. And then...
We'll get to that.
Yeah, we'll get to that. We hadn't gotten it at that point.
Oh, okay.
It's been delayed in Australia for like an extra week and a half. And then today we decided to do, well, me and Jake and one other person at Locals decided to do Fun Day Sunday. So we all bought casual decks. I still went X1. I was like, cool.
Yeah, because his idea of a fun deck is...
It was Gem Nut FTK.
Yeah.
I
That
put
is
together
fun.
Gem Nut FTK.
That is fun.
It works. It's really fucking consistent. Like when you're playing 9 to 10 ways to get to Black Garden, it's pretty easy to do. Yeah. So that was that.
I hate
It's really good.
it. I love it,
It's
but
really
I
good.
hate it.
Like at one point, I was playing against Exorcist though, and I got shifted, and I was like, for turn I top decked Nibiru, and I was like, I'm just gonna pass and see who does 5 summons. He did exactly 5, and I was like,
The beer.
Boop.
Thank you. Come again.
thank you very much. Now it's back to my turn, and I will now win.
I respect it.
Yeah, but that was my week in Yu-Gi-Oh! Overall, pretty decent. I'm really happy I got to play Gem Nut FTK.
I'm happy for you. My week. I played on Monday. I think there was about 6 of us over at Grimdark. Came second. Yeah, just again, verse Sword Soul, and they just had every hand trap imaginable. And also, I probably could have changed my sequencing a little bit, but I don't think it would have made a huge difference in the last game. Tuesday played... I can't even remember my matchups. It seems like so long ago. I think I did... Yeah, well, I got the 2 YCS, so I would have went X1, so it's reasonable. And then today, again, for Fun Day Sunday, I decided to put together Mech Knights. The thing I didn't consider with Mech Knights is that because now we do have Darkwing Blast, and because we were the only ones playing under the caveat of don't play meta or like new stuff, I didn't consider that Bestial completely fucks Mech Knights.
It does. It was pretty ugly at times.
I got so destroyed by Tier Element Bestial because it just started banishing all my shit from the bin before I could even resolve anything. And then Exorcista was actually a really difficult matchup too because I just didn't have the resources to play. So the only games that I won were... What was the first one I won? Who did I verse first? Verse Leo first.
I'm
So
too
4
tired
rounds.
to remember.
Yeah, my brain is fucking fried.
No one here has had any sleep.
Yeah, the highlight of today is that I versed Black Wings in the final, which was, again, Darkwing Blast support Black Wings.
What?
Yeah,
Who was on that?
maybe if you go to locals, you'll figure out who
locals.
these people are.
Find out.
Bro. I go,
Find out who's playing
it's
what.
the Lord's Day. I say.
Why are you here?
Yeah, hold on.
Because the Lord's Day starts at like 9 o'clock and ends at like 1 p.m. I don't know.
That's why he was.
Judge ruling.
You talk,
official.
you
Why
talk
he was
so
cricket.
much shit. Anyway, back to the Black Wings. So in game 2, my board was Avramax, Indigo Eclipse, and the Trap. He starts putting some stuff on the board with like double normal summon, and then he commits to putting a tuner on the board, at which point I drop Spooky Dogwood. So I was like, you have a choice here.
Spooky dog.
You can continue special summoning, in which case I'll gain many, many life points. Or you can stop and I'll lose half and I'll kill you next turn.
This was Jake's tech because he thought I was...
I thought if I'd versed Ben with his FTK, I could just drop Spooky Dogwood and everything would be fine.
I'm pretty sure they could still...
No, it would have been...
right?
I wouldn't be able to do it. No.
You do
It can only do,
You do-
up to 12,000 at most.
Yeah.
But you only do like... Oh, you get life with every summon, like equal to the attack, right?
Yeah, half. The
Half
attack.
of that. Yeah, no, you couldn't do it.
Yeah.
You do 20.
Yeah, you get fucked.
You'd be close though.
You drop Master Diamond, then it's all over. You're also summoning all those tokens along the way.
True from Garden. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
that's fair.
Yeah.
it's bad.
So yeah, had I versed Ben in the last game, I would have been great.
Instead,
But-
I was cruising along in this tournament. I was doing great. It was fantastic.
Did you lose round 1 and just coast through?
No, I lost round 3.
Oh,
Me and
okay.
Chad were undefeated, and then I lost to Chad.
Chad.
Yeah.
But
I
yeah,
get shit on.
back to Make Knights vs
No,
Black Wings.
we talk about me.
No.
Me.
He
Eventually.
got to
Pretty good.
5 monsters on the board. I was at 30,000 life points, and he still couldn't out the Avramax.
Black Wings, by the way.
That was also my backup plan in Gem Night. I was like, I'm just going to make an IP and then go into fucking
Never mind.
Avramax if I get popped.
So yeah, that was my week. So moving on to the news, we start quickly with Master Duel. So the ban list is now in effect.
I sadly learned this. I thought it was going to be like the next month.
No.
It started like 3 days early. I was on the train and I was like, why the fuck can't I use my maps?
Fuck
Where's my map?
Where map?
Yeah, I noticed a little bit of a drop in consistency with my branded thing, which is to be expected when you lose a consistency card, but for the most part it still performs exactly the same. I think of all the 3 decks, Flunder was probably the one that was most affected,
Yes.
because it's not just a search to get map, it's also to dodge effects and stuff, so they kind of need that to resolve.
I just replaced it with the Duster and it's actually doing really well. Because now, like, if I get blown out, I can trap trick for Harpy's Featherstorm and then get the Duster search.
Nice.
It's like, cool, at least I got that to come back with.
Other than that, the link regulation thing is over as well. I had fun. Ben, did you have fun?
I did not touch it.
I know. That's why I asked.
Yeah, I did not use it at all. I have spent the past few weeks just logging in for like an hour and just winning some games on ranked.
As you do.
Almost at Diamond.
I was going to say, we're nearly at the end of the season too, so you
Yeah,
need
yeah.
I'm sorry for the season. I played it for like a week and I went, I'm done.
Yeah, it's fine. I kind of want Sprite now in Master Duel.
it's going to be a while.
I went to your
Right.
element in Master Duel.
What? It's the next set.
Yeah,
So
but-
you won't pay for it in real life, but on Master Duel, where everything will be in Ultra, it'll be like, bye, 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 bye.
They'll also probably be like, oh yes, we're releasing the set. Callus is at 1.
Yeah, probably.
However, they will
Honestly.
also
I'll
do the,
stand by it.
we're releasing the set. Blues at 1, Jets at 1, Toad's banned. Yeah. We just want to make sure
No,
that it's
no.
an even playing field out here. This is a fun
Ronan
game.
Toden. You'll ban Ronan Toden.
No, it's OCG run, so it'll be
True.
totally they
It
hit.
actually is. Yeah.
I'll never forgive the Japanese.
That is a reference to something else that does not reflect the feelings of this podcast.
I don't know if the microphone picked that up, but Brad gave a...
And then finally on Master Duel as well, to celebrate Halloween, they released Ghost Trick Lantern as a mate that you can buy.
And this morning I had to put up with Jake bitching that he had to buy it.
Yeah,
We've
I
got
wanted
pay
it to
money
be,
for
I
should
wanted
get
to
it
be
for
able to
free.
Oh,
I wanted to be
pay
able to
money.
earn it. Why should I have to pay? Bullshit.
I would have thought you'd be more okay with this. You could just buy it and say, I have my
No,
thing.
I play enough that I prefer to just earn things than spend gems on them.
Hear me out.
What about a casual player, Jake?
So Jake says I like to earn it, but don't spend gems on it. This morning he was like, I need to grind my 300 gems. Here I am just sitting there with like 4k gems in my account, like.
Because you
What?
play 2 decks, bro.
And
Both of them cringe.
what do you play outside
Yeah.
of Branded, Invoked, or Mech Knight?
Branded, Invoked, Mech Knight, Orcust, Unchained, Ignistar, Time Thief.
I think not a real deck.
I built it for the XZ Festival.
Nah, that's fair.
I've got Windwitch Speedroid built. What else do I have?
2017.
I have
Jake-
I have many decks. I like to have variants.
I think maybe you just have a problem here.
Yeah.
Are you telling me you didn't craft all the ultra rares for Goat when they made them craftable?
I did not.
No.
And then realize that Sinister Serpent has the errata, so it's all for nothing? Either did I.
So moving off Master Duel, we've had some news. We'll start with the release of Magnificent Mavens is coming up, and we do have the set release of
Yes.
what's coming. So
Really
obviously,
good set.
it is going to be a very good set.
Really good set.
However,
Always
the
a
pull
buy.
rates on these cards are
Do you have a full
frightening.
pull rate breakdown? 'Cause
No.
I don't think anyone
I
has the
couldn't
product
find-
in
no.
hand yet.
well, the YouTubers and stuff have opened a
Oh.
lot of boxes. So
Don't trust pull rates until you actually get statistics from like a big vendor. Like, if you're just watching all the YouTube videos being like, oh, there was only one of this pulled. Interesting.
May have
It's
been
like-
4 boxes and got
we
one
can-
of them. So, oh.
Yeah, just don't read into it entirely. Like, it will be short printed. Odds on, like, all of the good cards will probably be a half print, and then maybe the issues and stuff will be a quarter print. But,
All of that disclaimer to say, keep listening to Jake right now.
yes, listen to Jake right now.
basically, we know most of what's in there. There's a couple of cool reprints. Lightning Storm, evenly matched. I think it was a hand trap as well.
That's actually a good reprint.
Yeah. They're all, like, really cheap, too.
Yeah, because it's Ultra again, so there'll be less.
Yeah.
The other interesting thing with this is that they're all Ultra other than the occasional... what are they calling it? Is it Pharaoh
Pharaoh
Rare?
Rare.
Yeah, so it has like the hieroglyphics on it. So far we only know a few of them, like Lightning Storm, the True Name, what was the other one?
The true name.
One of the Crystal Beast cards. So more than likely a few of the other like key cards will get stuff. Sorry, I've just got a message.
Ignore the message.
This guy.
Rosa from Bragg with news. It is
Oh,
hot off the press.
yes.
Hot off the press.
So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what the actual pull rates are, whether it is just a slightly skewed thing with the YouTubers. As I've suspected for some time, they sort of just... I feel like they get their boxes somewhat manipulated so that they can show a raft of everything.
I don't think they do. It's hot off the press.
Anyway,
Conspiracy theories.
yes, let us know what you think in the Discord.
Just let us know your conspiracy theories, really.
Yes. This week's your conspiracy theories.
Oh yeah, Sword Soul's all in here as well. I
Yeah,
don't know
yeah.
if we ever announced that before, but yeah, it's all in
Yeah,
here.
I think it was already known that it was all in there.
Yeah, so we move on to a couple of tournaments. So I'll start with the UK Open that happened not too long ago. It's very short news because I can't find anything about it. I can't see anything on any websites, but I did watch it. It looked interesting. It seems though there's still a big swing between Europe and US as to what their sort of meta preference is, whether it's Sprite or Tier Element.
Was it Flonderies that won the UK Open?
Came second, didn't it?
I thought it was a shifter deck that won.
Might have been.
No, it was a Spriteless that one, wasn't
Yes. It was Sprite to Element.
it? Yeah.
Yes.
And Flunder came second.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I remember Flunder came second.
I didn't watch the event. I just looked at our group chat. Like,
Unless we're talking about the other event, Minneapolis. No, it wasn't Minneapolis. It was
Minneapolis.
It was fucking whatchamacallit? Niagara Falls.
Yeah, that was a while ago though.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay. YCS Minneapolis.
Yes. So, on the topic of YCS Minneapolis, we have a lot more information on that. So, the top 32 breakdown, we have half of them Tier Element.
Half.
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 28% Sprite, 10% Flundery, 6% Bestial, which I'm assuming is just Dragon Link,
Yes.
3% Exorcista, and 3% Despia, which is interesting. I always find it interesting when Despia creeps up there, considering how much like DD Crow and Bestial are coming into the fray. It's
Yeah.
like,
Bestial had fucked that deck up
oh yeah,
real bad.
oh yeah.
Mm.
Unless it's playing the Bestial itself, in which case it can kind of play around things.
I guess.
Like, they're branded cards, so it's all within theme.
True.
I'm falling asleep. I apologize.
And I think it was a Tier Element final, from what I can recall.
Double tier.
Yeah, I think so.
I thought you had the stats here, Jake.
Man, I acted like he had the stats.
You acted like you
What
had the
stats
news
you got?
hot off the press.
I got stats.
No.
I got nothing.
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
I actually thought I was going to get something in my head. And I was like, I don't have a punchline.
But yeah, for just from results I've seen as well, with the amount of decks topping in
Put
each
your phone
region.
away.
Yeah, only I make
I'm
that
trying
a
to get the
phone.
content for the people.
No, you're not.
No,
You're really not.
I was playing cup pong.
You son of a bitch.
As I was saying, there seems to be a big divide between sort of UK and US as to their preference of meta decks, whether it be a Sprite variant or a more heavy tier component deck.
We also had that Joshua Smith on YCS. Did we talk about that? Or was that last week?
Last week.
That was last week. Yes.
Okay, I can't remember.
Our
No, the guy
brains.
that won this YCS also was like a multi-time winner.
Yes.
Yes.
So in the next week or two, he'll be called out for cheating and then banned.
Yeah,
Oi.
on stream
On
they
band.
did actually mention they did mention Thingamabob.
Kanye?
Shut up.
Don't talk about that here.
The band. He got
Shh.
banned.
Shut the fuck up. No, who was the guy that got banned? The South American player.
Oh,
Got banned for 3v3 cheating. It wasn't Kamal Crooks, it was another
Was
guy.
that?
No,
No.
he won the last event, right?
Yeah, he won the event and got banned like a week later. That guy. They mentioned him on stream and I was like, oh,
Interesting that they're talking
Interesting.
about it.
Name drop.
I thought they would have been wanted.
They would have gotten in trouble for saying that on stream.
Probably. Anyway,
Just like saying, dealing with friends on stream.
dealing with friends.
Dealing with friends.
Dealing with friends.
Yeah, so... And we talked about our YCS coming up. But I suppose the big thing with us at the moment is like actually who's going to be able to get product.
Yes, for us it's very difficult as to how product comes into this country and how it's
much
distributed.
how much we get, when we get it.
When you find out.
The Melbourne stores received their allocation like early to mid last week. All the other states got theirs like end of the week.
Some of them didn't even know until yesterday.
So maybe.
Some stores, man. Some stores.
But from there, we move on to our Discord. If you weren't aware, we do have a Discord. Link will be in the description below. Feel free to jump in, say hi, and ask us questions. So, our first question this week...
How do we
if I
actually
can
have...
find it.
That was not much news considering we have a week and a half.
Yeah, I thought there'd be more.
Yeah,
I think
I
it's
thought not much
because
news.
UK Thingo didn't really give us anything. Like, I was watching the stream.
I went back to watch that stream. Sorry to touch on this before we get into the Discord. On day, they still had like the stream was at the start thing on their YouTube page. So
Yeah,
for day 2, I just like sat there waiting for it to start and for like an hour and a half, and it just didn't. And I was like, oh, maybe it was just a one-day event. Maybe I shouldn't have sat here for an hour and a half waiting for this to tick down.
True.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, there is a couple other bits before I get into the Discord, so backtracking a little bit.
Backtracking.
In the Selection 5-pack, we do have a couple more announcements.
Jake wanted to announce Macabre 2.
And you've ruined it. Fuck you. So
I know, I wanted to take that glory from you.
Macabre does get an alternate art. It looks really nice.
Macabre
I
2.
haven't seen it yet.
It looks really good.
It's Macabre 2. It's just Macabre you don't have to discard.
He's lying. It's just an alternate art.
It's Macabre 2.
Macabre 2.
Macabre 2.
The problem is, Yu-Gi-Oh!
And then
will
we
do it.
get Dreadnought Rail Cannon, not Gustav, but
Lead.
yeah, that one. He gets an alternate
That's
as
pretty
well.
good.
It actually looks really nice. Yeah, because the other one sort
Oh,
of had it.
dang.
Yeah, it looks really good.
That's only the right thing, right?
Yeah.
That is very nice.
The thing that worries me about it is that they'll do it in a shit rarity and it won't look good. So then
Give
I'll
me
still want to
common.
use the secrets.
Give me common.
It'd be nice if they did a secret.
What did they print as an alt art? They're like, here's the alt art, and it came as a common.
Alistair with a gold rare.
Ugh.
I think it was gold
All
rares
those
because
gold
they
rares.
did.
Disgusting.
They did like cat.
Oh,
Alistair.
that cat one was awful.
Oh, the
Oh,
cat
the
one
cat
looked.
was fine.
No, cat was bad.
Cat was bad, bro.
Cat was really bad.
Gold rare alt arts.
Appaloosa alt art.
Appaloosa is still the bear.
Tour guide alt art as well.
That alt art made me so angry. They ruined my favorite card.
Rescue Ferret.
Shut up. Tour guide. My childhood favorite card. Like, my goodness. The alt art flipping sucks.
Sand game with the 3 binoculars.
Yeah, bro.
That was sick.
Shut up.
You're a beta cuck.
Yeah!
So I don't like Furry Boy with 3 eyes, alright?
And 3-eyed binoculars.
insults are being hurled out here on the podcast, but that brings us to the Discord.
Yes,
where
so we-
insults get thrown out
All the
regularly.
time.
Yes. Okay. So our first question this week comes from 6i6. He says, "Deep breath, Jake. Given that we know Blake is down with the thickness and Ben is a scaly, which Yu-Gi-Oh card do you simp for?"
I think we found out just before.
Makaba.
Yeah.
He's really into the color purple.
Not indigo.
Let that take that however you want.
Purple Nightfall. Purple fusion cards.
That was one wild question.
That was a wild question.
I still
Down
have,
with
I,
the thickness.
I still have yet to hear Ben deny that he's a scaly.
I just can't
he
believe
still won't.
that was what I said.
I can't talk about this
No. We're just gonna move on, okay?
because if the Yu-Gi cards I like would get.
Why sim for?
Well, I mean, I either say what I just said there about tour guide.
Yeah.
You said no. Isn't your favorite rescue ferret?
Yeah.
So I'm either into tour guide
Furry!
or furry.
Where are you putting those rescue hamsters, boy?
Moving right along.
Are we?
Oh, God, I
Pretty
hope
sure,
so.
I'm pretty sure I'm hosting this podcast.
Please move along.
The next question, it was kind of more of a statement. We're going to turn it into a question. So he,
Who is he?
Marcus Brutus, which I think used to be Blunts All Day. I think he changed his name.
Ah,
Um,
I miss blunts all day.
so his question was, what host is most likely to get a Rabina tattoo? So it's going to be Blake. However,
that's also a question.
the
still.
question... What? How is it not a question?
No, you said it was a statement.
He worded it like
Yeah.
a question.
Oh, you were. It was it just.
Yeah, there was no question mark. Technically
Okay.
not a question.
But it was a question. Okay.
There is no question mark here. This isn't a question. Despite the fact this is
It's
written as a
clearly
question.
a question.
It starts with the word what.
What?
Anyway, the question that I'm going to make this into is, if you were going to get a Yu-Gi-Oh related tattoo, what would you get?
You really did well changing that question into a question.
I don't know. I don't really do tattoos, so
Well, none of us do. None of us have tattoos.
maybe. Could get gone. Brag's here.
Hey,
Brag's here to
buddy.
answer this question.
Which reminds me of the time you would, like, on the podcast and, like, you had to tap the mic to speak and then tap it off. So you just come in and go, yes.
So yeah, the $1,000 tattoo.
Yeah, you know that.
Rabina will be sick. Like that. Like
Surely you get anything.
actually Snell as well.
Say Ash Blossom.
Snell looks cool.
What?
You say surely you get Ash Blossom?
The Owlman
No,
doesn't
I
like
said
it.
N-Pen.
Oh.
Are you deaf?
Yeah, bro. I want to get like Rescue Ferret. Because I think it'd just be funny.
Really? After the topic we just spoke about, you'd really dig yourself that hole.
I just like the animal, dog, alright? Ferrets as pets. I'm okay with shut up. Don't you judge me. I've seen your internet browsing history, don't you judge me.
Have you?
Yours is fucking wild.
I didn't call Nino over it.
Big booty Latina.
Bro, we've gone off the rails.
The
Anyway,
problem with all of us having a shared YouTube channel is some people forget to switch from the team channel when they search up certain YouTube videos.
True.
So we definitely get an insight into other people's lives. It's a good time.
do you remember
Interesting.
that guy? No, I can't say that.
Let's
Anyway,
let's
I
leave
can't.
that.
I can't say that. I'll
So
bet
Ben's
in a lot of
foregoing
trouble.
this question because he doesn't want to ruin his complexion.
Yeah.
For
My
me,
skin's already shitting off.
I would get on Dark Requiem Dragon, Dark Requiem Xyz Dragon. He's got like
That's a good pick.
the wings. He's got like the stained glass
the
wings.
Yeah.
I'd get the wings like on my ankle.
Oh, I thought you said your back. I was like,
No, that'd be
Dummy.
hectic.
That'd be
That'd be
sick.
so bonkers. For the longest time when I was like in my early teens, I was like, or mid to late teens, we'll say, I wanted to get like full angel wing tattoos, and then I saw another role play with it. I was like, I don't want those anymore.
Meanwhile, I did the opposite. I didn't want to saw an aeroplane and went idle.
What did you just say?
Idle.
Oh,
that's
I,
what he said.
What did you think I said?
I didn't think you said anything. It honestly sounded like gibberish.
And he asked me if I'm going deaf.
The reason I wanted to talk about the tattoos in general is there's a funny story because someone was asking about
On the story time.
Story time with Jacob.
someone was asking about a tattoo bet. Ideally, Blake would have been here for this, but I'll
It
tell
doesn't
the
even
story
make you
on their
make you in his
behalf.
ass.
No, yeah.
Why do you ruin everything I tried to do?
Because I'm trying to just get to the end of the story.
Can we hurry this thing along?
You were whinging that there wasn't enough news, and then when I try to buff out the podcast, you try and go, no, that's it.
Jake just revealed what's behind the curtain.
The Emperor wear no clothes.
Anyway, so 2018 YCS, Lachlan was very proud of the Dynamist combo that he created, talking a lot of shit about it, frankly, saying that it was going to do incredibly well, it'd probably get to top 32. Blake called him out on it, and from that rose a bet that whoever did worse of the two of them would get a tattoo dictated by the person who did better. Dynamist was what Lachlan was running. Blake was on Sky Striker.
He was
from
on
what I
the
recall.
Call of the Abyss, going second Sky Striker. It was like Held of the Abyss, like the spell card.
Yeah.
Oh, the Sendy
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
I wonder why that ever fell out of favour. That's a good card.
Why don't we ever play Lullaby of Obedience?
Because Bowden used it on stream.
Private knowledge. Oh, sorry, that's not in my deck anymore.
I started
You
it
just
out.
name
didn't you?
engine cards.
Yeah, I started it out.
You just go like Sprite Blue.
Started it out.
Bullshit. Like, it's just straight call judge.
That's a different game, so.
The judge can't confirm it anyway.
I mean, I
Well, the moment they play a Sprite Blue, you're just like, okay,
Depends.
game's over.
depends.
They
who you
can
ask.
say they already had it in hand, and again, the judge can't confirm it.
All 3 copies?
Yep. Hard drew.
These guys are making a long-winded effort to say that cheating is okay.
No,
Cheating is not okay.
I'm
No,
not saying it's
that's not
okay.
at all
I'm just
what
saying
we're
the
saying.
lullaby is bad because cheating is a thing that people can do.
To be clear, as a judge, I'm against cheating.
Fuck.
I was gonna say the pause is concerning.
There's no pause. That's the full stop. I just want to be clear. Judge called Kevin, YCS Sydney, 2023.
While we're on
Stop
this-
sucking up on the podcast. Get him off here. Invite a man on for the podcast, and he just sits here trying to kiss ass.
where is the next question? There's a lot of talk about tattoos. Oh, here we go. From Paul Pelican, he asked,
Hey! I love that.
if you had to only play one deck for the rest of eternity, what would you play?
Can we guess yours, Jake?
No,
Either invoked.
no,
It's not invoked?
no.
Oh, so it has to be current.
I just play
branded.
Dragon Maid.
Makes sense.
It's probably the safest thing that they wouldn't hit.
Can I say, like, just, 60 card pile?
Sure.
Because, like, that really
Okay,
is
so
your
here's,
ace.
so here's the thing. You would be able to pick your 60 cards now and never change them.
And never go again.
Can I say the best floodgate deck of the format?
No one asked you.
No one asked.
Also, everyone knew your answer anyway.
Albert.
Cringe. Give me any Chaos deck of the format. Give me Chaos Dragons from back in the glory days.
I would probably go Branded Despia.
So purple boys.
So you're just gonna lose to everyone's hand traps.
The hand traps come and go.
The deck
The
just
Death
loses
Beer
to
is
so
forever.
much.
Yeah, but it's only when people are prepared for it.
Okay. We'll all be prepared because Jake will always have to play it.
Again,
True,
it's a
that's
lot
true.
easier to prepare when you know Jake could never play another deck.
Next question.
Nah, he bouncing his cards from extra deck. Grave. That's it.
No.
Those are the words. Grave.
It's been a big night.
Next question is from Rye Guy. How do you determine what deck list you'll use? Do you try and build it from scratch, build it off a deck core, or net deck the whole list?
What do you think, Jake?
Why would you net deck the whole list?
Oh,
That
you
just seems
literally
like
just
dog
pick
shit.
up your bulk, like put it through like a card sieve, and whatever 60 cards end up at the bottom of the sieve at the end
That's
of it.
not
are the
true,
60
'cause
cards
that
you
was-
do.
if
But
that
then
was
you
true-
no, you take
If that
You
was
take-
true, he'd know where
you-
all of his cards
you
are.
take two out. You take two out
Yep.
just so you can put in Destrudo and Meme, so that you can do Yazi package.
I mean, that was my joke at the end there. So he's right.
How does it feel?
That hurts. I don't know why you're angry at me. Ben's the one who did it to you.
He'll get his time.
Realistically, it really depends on what deck you're playing, but most of the time, if you're playing meta, you're looking at the decks that did top, taking most of the stuff that you can take from that, and then looking to find the thing that beats that net deck. You want to be a step ahead of what's net deck.
Yeah, my argument would be you just build it from a base. So like you clearly would just go like, I'm playing Sprite, 3 blue, 3 elf, so
Yeah.
not 3 jet, 1/1/1, 3 starter, 1 thing, and then you just build off from there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like-
you work out what your 100% staying cards are,
Yeah.
and then see,
You build
okay,
around the
your
rest.
card, what card pool you're sort of working with for the rest. For the most part, I sort of look at the lists that have topped and then make moderate changes to be more in line with what I like to play or what I think I'm going to be versing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been a while since I've had to do that for an event, so I don't know how that's going to go.
Like a clear example of this, right, is the start of this format before Bandless, where people were playing a lot of hand traps in both Sprite and Tier Element, playing a very control list. And like that was what was being net decked from OCG getting changed, but still net decked. And what we see is actually the complete opposite. It was like board breaker spells, all like power card dangers were back. So clearly, like sometimes net decking is just not the option. Figuring out what's actually stronger and going to go past that. So really, you have to be able to look at the net deck and then go, okay, if I play this, I know I'm going to be counted for. So what am I making the small changes for to play around that?
You also need to consider as well that like format defining changes like that are a full-time job to come up with.
Oh, for sure.
Like you're not this kind of person to be like, I'm gonna spend 20 minutes thinking about it, and then I now know that I am going to completely change the format by doing this. Typically, if you have that idea after 20 minutes, you're wrong, and this is about to not go well for you. But yeah, like specifically deck crafting and doing like really really good lists, like the Gaddis list, like that's a full-time job. Which is why I have teams.
Teams are
True.
good.
And
Which we
none,
might-
none of us ever talk to each other about our deck building.
Well, here's the thing. We have a really great opportunity this year because there's at least 3 of us that are on tier.
I don't know.
He's going to back out.
I could back out.
There'll still
Wait,
be
did you say
so-
3 of us?
Yeah, not
Well,
him.
I was going to say because he's using my tier
if he backs out.
if I back out.
Other than that, but I might
Oh,
be on,
you don't think you're going to play tier element?
I don't know if I'll play
I might be on
Dragon.
Bystid Thunder Dragon or Bystid Dragon
At
Link.
some point, I've
The way
got to
you say
play
it triggers
Dragon.
me so hard.
The way I say it.
It's Bisted.
It's Bestial or Bisted
Beasted.
because it's like Abyss.
I like Bestial, actually. Bestial.
Yeah.
Anywho,
There needs to at one point be a YCS where I play Dragon Maid, and this could be it
No.
because it's at its best probably since it had
Like 2 months.
LP.
Is it?
My thoughts.
It's
my
best
thoughts.
if LP was here. It's best since LP is still like down here.
No, now I can just go Bisted. And if they deck me out, I can just
big
like
dragons.
yeah,
I
I can
guess
just
so.
start banishing tidings and bringing shit back and flying
That's
around.
true. Yeah, it's a good point.
Yeah. So-
Next question again is from Rye Guy. Have you ever seen a max rarity deck that made you question why they chose that deck? His example is he watched a video with max rarity crystal beasts and it's super cool, but he's wondering why he chose that deck over maybe something more relevant or actually playable.
Wonder if we're playing like the Ghost Rare fucking misprint
Pegasus?
Neos with Rainbow Dragon Heart.
Um,
There's Rainbow Dragon. Don't know what he's talking about.
I would actually be more okay if someone did that. Like, doesn't Luke have like almost max tier? What's the water thing's called? Marine Sets?
Yeah.
Yeah, doesn't he have max rarity Marine
Well,
Sets?
it's
That's
just,
actually
the,
pretty
it's just the
decent deck.
Starlight Seahorses.
Yeah, I guess so.
It's something like Max Rarity Momel.
No, max rarity Momo's good.
Yeah, no.
Feels like an attack.
It's not a full attack. You can't afford it, Jake.
It's a half.
I did afford it, and then I sold it.
Back when you realised you was
You've
never playing it
changed.
again.
You've changed, Jake. You've changed.
Not really. I did. What I decided to do
What?
moving forward was rather than making a deck core max rarity and then having its value fluctuate depending on how good it is in the format,
Yep.
just buying into high rarity staples, which are always going to be worth money with only minor fluctuation.
That's true.
Valid.
Definitely a better idea. If you're gonna look at max rarity cards,
Actually,
staples?
for the first time today, I was playing hand traps and stuff again in the main deck because Tier Element don't really play them. And I was looking at the Ulti Nibiru's and I'm like, oh god, these are so nice. They're so
Ultimate
nice.
rare hand traps always look nice.
They look so good.
Yeah, but like I would say, getting a max rarity Crystal Beast deck, like to me that screams like I watched the anime, I love Crystal Beast, and so I wanted the max rarity cards. I'm more okay with that than someone being like, I dropped $6,000 on Marincess.
If someone drops $6,000 on Princess, they are dumb.
Yeah, but I'd be like, that deck is poo poo.
It's
I-
not terrible.
My Dragon Maid deck is quite expensive.
Actually, that is
It's
kind of
literally
my
only for 3
example.
cards though.
Well, everything else used to be really expensive as well.
Oh
No
yeah,
more.
yeah. Your deck got waifu taxed hard.
Yes.
Like people were just like, "You are a simp, and you're gonna pay for
You're
it."
gonna pay for
I
it.
legitimately think there was not a single common in my entire list.
Oh my god.
Well, yeah, they were all super or high, weren't they?
Mm-hmm.
They're
Yeah.
all supers except for Chamber, right?
No, there was like Nurse and Kitchen were secrets.
Yeah, it was
The
back in the
Chamber
day.
secret.
Yeah, no, it was back in the day where the side sets were supers or
Oh
secrets.
yeah.
Yeah. And then like even like the hand, because you just fill the rest of the deck with hand traps and shit. Like everything was foil. It was like
Not the vibe.
expansive.
This costs money to play this game.
Like
What?
she
Really?
being it was a super, wasn't it?
Shio?
Yeah.
No, it was a Ultra.
Ultra. Huh, that's not bad.
It was because it's the same set as Chamber and Tiding.
Yeah. God, you had to wait that long to get tidying.
It was only like 6 months.
That's
still
half a year.
That's still a while.
Yeah, that got significantly better.
That's like
Usually,
a whole 2 4.
like when you take into account the like current rotation of decks and stuff, like they get their support in the very next set.
Yeah.
So to wait 6 months feels.
Well, it came
an
from a
age.
side set, and then they got main set support.
True.
Yeah, because they're like, oh,
like-
Weeaboos like this.
It was a good investment. Like I paid $150 for that decor, and by the time it arrived in the mail, it was like $400.
That is.
Yeah, and
pretty
part
weird.
of that too is that because, well, not so much when you first got it, but like eventually when Chamber was released,
Yep.
Chamber spiked super hard in price because everyone's like, oh, I can just run Chamber in my Dragon Link deck. I get a free bounce and
And-
revival.
At first, it was actually expensive. Then it went really cheap. Then it spiked
Yeah,
because I bought it when it was still expensive at the start.
Yeah, I actually remember this because there was a message from you, maybe, and like,
Yeah.
they're dropping. I have regrets. And then like a month later, being like, no more regrets.
Yeah, like I paid like 40s and 50s when it dropped down to like 20,
Yeah.
and then I was like, this sucks. And then like a month later, there was 75 to 100, and I was like, this is fine.
It was the man watching his horse in the bed just go longer. It's like, oh no, let's go.
I don't know where it's going with that. Any more questions, Jake?
oh yeah, there's heaps.
There's a lot of questions.
Well, not
How
heaps.
many?
There's
Are they actually questions though?
Yeah,
Question
yeah.
marks?
Yeah. This one literally says question. So back from 6i6, his question is: in the next ban list, will Pankratops be unlimited, or will the new Cash Tree Unicorn Fenrir thing be limited? Are you aware of this card?
No, I think you just like leave it. Do you not know what Fenrir
I
is?
don't remember. I don't remember half the stuff.
Fenrir's bastard.
Is this the
Fenrir
one?
is the
Wow.
new Pankratops.
Yeah, is this the
Pay
one
attention.
that's still quick effect though? The quick effect.
It's
Yeah.
whenever a monster activates banish.
Yeah,
Or when it attacks.
that goes to 1.
Nah, not the next list.
If
I mean,
one,
one day
if
it
one
will.
of those two has to
One day
happen
it
first,
has to.
if it's
The
asking which one's
card
happening
searches itself.
first, that's gonna go to 1 before Pankratops goes to 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think they want more of the type of cards coming to the format. If anything, they want less.
Yeah.
The most bizarre thing though is they've given them this card, which is fucking insane, but it also searches that entire archetype. So like, if you hit that, the archetype's dead.
Yeah, but
Sure, but-
considering the play style of the archetype, I won't be heartbroken if they kill it
Yeah,
off.
no, it is toxic as fuck.
It's so AIDS.
It's like you lose 5 zones.
Yeah.
Yeah, it can lock you out of all your monster zones
I like
in your
it.
own standby phase. It's
I like
so
it.
bad. It's gonna be.
It's
so
better
great.
than Runic.
Runic's cool.
I hate Runic.
Runic's fun.
I hate Runic.
I'm so tired.
I
Let's
mean,
go.
get used to it. Tuesday is Noob asks, other than YCS, does Yu-Gi-Oh! In your country have any bigger events run by TOs? Last weekend went to a winner trip anywhere in the world event.
Oh no.
Whoa, that's
Not-
not
that
that
does
good.
not
quite
exist
that
around here.
crazy. The closest we've ever had was the Good Games Championship that they held 4 years ago.
I mean, if he's comparing YCS, like, yeah, we have like YCS, we have Oceans, we have States, and then we have Good Games Championships.
Yeah, but the way that
We don't even
he's...
have those anymore.
Yeah,
So,
so
yeah.
yeah, we don't really have them. But yeah, Good Games, which is like, if you're not from the country, is a franchise of card shops, effectively. And they were briefly running this series for Yu-Gi-Oh! Where like you'd have a store level championship. If you did well at that, you went to the state. If you did well at the state, you went to Nats. And that was, yeah,
I've just realised LDSs are gone.
yeah, they've been gone for ages, bro.
Yeah. Sad. Keep moving.
Yeah, so they did that for a little while for Yu-Gi-Oh! I did really well in the first run. The main reason I did well in that like getting to state level and then to Nats, is because none of the really professional players rated it as a thing that they wanted to sort of put their time into.
How did I miss him?
How did you miss him? Literally there. You would have hit him if you'd just not let go.
I'm too tired.
But yeah, the main reason why I think I did quite well at that one is because a lot of the major players didn't see it as something that they were worth spending their time on. At times as well, with like states and stuff, it conflicted with other sort of mainstream regionals and stuff like that. And because I think at that point I already had my invite, I wasn't too fussed if I didn't go to that. So
They ship you to PAX though, didn't they? Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
They ship you to PAX though.
Yeah. So yeah, came third at states, and I got return trip to PAX with accommodation. Didn't use the accommodation because
Didn't you give it to Tom?
no. Tom was going to PAX anyway, and they had space in their room. So rather than me staying with some rando,
Oh, you had the room with someone.
yeah.
Fuck that.
I'll tell you who it was too. So
That's hard.
they don't really run those for Yu-Gi-Oh specifically anymore. As far as I'm aware, they still do it for Magic.
They do
And the
still do it for
pure reason for that is that the sort of payoff to commitment for Magic is a lot better, because there's a lot more that they can give for Magic, and there's a lot more that they get for getting people involved with Magic.
Yeah.
Whereas even at its absolute height for Yu-Gi-Oh, there's just not enough for them to be able to give us for people to get super invested.
There's more to that. And there's more reasons why Good Games Australia doesn't do Yu-Gi-Oh high level events. That's
Well,
true.
Why
But it's also
don't
because
you tell the lady and gentleman.
one day we might want to sponsor from Good Games, so we don't want them off site. No. We're not getting sponsored anytime soon. Look, so Good Games Australia doesn't see Yu-Gi-Oh as a primary game compared to Magic and Pokemon. So even in their stores, Pokemon is considered higher importance than Yu-Gi-Oh. Yu-Gi-Oh, even though it's one of the top 3 card games in TCG land, it's not considered a high level game in Good Games Australia's idea. That's because when they've tried to get Yu-Gi-Oh off the ground in singles and stuff, complications have occurred, and they've lost a lot of money, and they've had some very bad problems with like some higher level players. So they've gone, we're not doing Yu-Gi-Oh, we don't want any involvement in Yu-Gi-Oh, we're going to run events locally, but we're not putting our hand out to go higher. It sucks. Good Games should be better. Yu-Gi-Oh is a higher game. It does better than Magic at the moment in most areas. It should be played more.
F&M's like dead now.
F&M is completely dead. At locals, if it wasn't for casual EDH on a Wednesday night, there would be maybe 8 players playing Magic in the store.
Yeah.
It's obviously a bit different vein, but does Flesh and Blood still do anything?
Not at Good Games.
Makes sense. Oh, hang on. That's not even a question.
We're out of questions?
We're out of questions.
We're out of questions.
Thank you all very much for watching. It's obviously way too late to be mentioning this, but if you had noticed, we're in a bit of a different setting in terms of the lighting and everything like that. It's because we have changed the time frame of when we film these, so you're probably getting this a little bit later than your usual. Apologies for that. But it just works a lot better for our upcoming schedules that we're doing at a more convenient time of day.
This one will
which is
air,
still 3 a.m.
I think, like 2 days after it would normally air, but the turnaround from recording is going to be a lot briefer. So, like, you're going to be getting it on a Monday night, but it'll be a 24-hour turnaround from when we record it versus, like, a turnaround of, like, 3-4 days from when we record it. So, hopefully it means the podcast will be a bit more timely, and we can, really take advantage of it.
Yeah. And other than today, because we went out last
cooked.
night, you will hopefully get us with a bit more energy and a bit more zest for life.
Zest.
Yes.
More zest.
We will all be coming directly from a Sunday Fun Day.
There is no more Sunday Fun Day. It's meta till I die.
Meta till I
Thank
die.
you all very much for watching. Feel free to jump into the Discord. Let us know some questions for next week. Like and subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. Like and follow us if you're finding us on podcasts elsewhere, like Spotify. And we will see you all next week. Peace.
Bye.